Hi guys, and welcome to Ducks Are Permanent. In today's video I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why ducks make terrible pets. I know what you're thinking, but ducks are so cute and they're so funny, and you're right, they are. Don't get me wrong, I love my ducks. They are amazing creatures. But they're also a lot of work and they're not for everyone. So if you are thinking about getting a pet duck, watch this video first to make sure you know what you're getting into. Alright, let's get started. First reason, ducks are messy. Yes, they are. They are very messy. They love to splash around in water. You know, ducks should always have water available for drinking and also to keep their nostrils clean, but also for preening and cleaning themselves. To be honest, they love to play with their water. So whenever, right, you see ducks, they always splash around, they play around, even if they're just drinking. Water's dripping everywhere, so if you have them inside the house, why, everything will be wet. And then they're also messy eaters. Similar to what they do with the water, they do the same thing with their food. They are messy eaters. If you've ever seen ducks eating, you know what I'm talking about. They're munching nom 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 and food goes everywhere. When they have their kind of dry food, their crumbles, their pellets or whatever you give them, so it's everywhere. And then because it's so dry, they also need to have a sip of water in between. And then they go back and forth between their water and their food, and then they lose the food everywhere, and the way back they lose the water everywhere. So everything becomes a whole mess. And if you have this in your home, right, that's super mess. You have a lot to clean after that. This is why I would recommend, if you have ducks, for sure have a coop outside that they can eat there. Alright, next reason. Ducks cannot be potty trained. Yes, you heard right. Ducks cannot be potty trained. That means they'll poop everywhere. But they don't care if it's your carpet or your couch. They just poop whenever they need. And that's a lot. Ducks poop on average every 5 to 10 minutes. Yes. If you don't want to have a lot of poop in your house, a duck is probably not the right pet for you. And the reason for it, you might say, well, why can't you potty train them? Are they kind of not clever enough? No, that's not the reason. Ducks are very smart, but due to their anatomy, right, they don't have the muscles to keep it inside, so they cannot control their feces. And this is why, right, whenever they need, they just release it. There are some ways you can go about it. Make sure that you have hardwood floor so that you can easily clean up after them. Or you can also work with duck diapers. Well, that's a topic for a whole nother video. In addition to that, you can also work with puppy pads or towels to protect your environment, like say the couch or something. This is nice, for example, if the duck is only in for a couple of hours. They're usually outside, but sometimes they come in, or you may have a sick duck that's inside, and then the towels you can just throw into the washer, puppy pads you just throw away. So again, that's another reason it may work somehow, but again, right, it's a lot of cleaning, it's a lot of upkeep with the ducks and their poop. Okay, let's move on to the next reason. Ducks are expensive. They are more expensive than you probably think they are. You might think, wait, but when I go to a farm supply store, I can purchase them for $6-7. Yes, they might be cheap when you purchase them. However, to keep them, that is the expensive part. They, first of all, need a lot of food and water. Don't underestimate the amount of food and water they need. Right? Not only duck-specific food, like duck pellets, they also need to have a lot of fresh food like veggies and fruit. In addition to this, ducks also need to have a safe and comfortable place to live. As I mentioned, it's not the best place for ducks to live inside your house or apartment. Ducks need to have access to outdoor space, a yard. And for them to be safe, they need to have the duck run or pen and a coop, and it needs to be safe against predators. Depending on what is in your area, it needs to be protected against foxes, bobcat, maybe mountain lions, right? I don't know where you live. For sure, it needs to be safe against birds of prey like hawks, because they're after ducks as well. So this also costs a lot of money to have this predator-proof run. I would say the cheapest you can get is $300, but it's open-ended depending on the size you need and how secure it needs to be. You should also think about vet. What if your duck gets sick or injured? Then you need to see a vet, and vets are expensive. Every time we go to the vet, we pay at least $300, and that's nothing major, just to check out, maybe some x-rays, some medication. So this can add up. So be prepared for this. Reason number 4, ducks are high maintenance. Did you know that ducks require a lot of care and attention? They need to be fed and watered on a regular basis. We talked about this already. This is food and they need water, and they need a lot of water. Since the ducks are playing around so much with their water, you need to replace the water regularly. So we replace the water 4 or 5 times a day. So they have kind of a smaller bowl for drinking water, even though they're playing with this as well. They have kind of a larger tub that's filled with water for them to bathe in, to splash around, right? That they can preen themselves or just kind of sit in there because they love water. But since they're messy and if there's dirt and sand or soil outside, right, they'll soil the whole water. So you need to clean it all the time. And well, guess what? They also poop inside the water. That's another reason why you need to clean it all the time, because you don't want them to drink their poop water. So this is that. And then you also need to clean up after them. Again, as I said, they poop a lot. So if you have your duck run and then inside they poop, which is kind of the house where they sleep in the night, you have some bedding like pine shavings or straw, and since they poop, you need to clean this. So we need to clean our coop, run, the house where they sleep in, about every 3 days because it's getting so dirty, smelly, and it's unhealthy for them and also uncomfortable. I mean, who wants to sleep on a soil bed, right? I don't, so I don't want my ducks. In addition to that, you just need to be prepared to deal with any problems that they may have. And there might be several problems that they may have, like something like small injuries, or ducks sometimes have something like called bumblefoot, where they have infections on their feet that need special care, or if they go through a molt and they change their feathers, they're really grumpy and need some special attention. It needs some time to understand and get to know ducks, duck behavior, to see what's going on with them. We recently had a problem with one of our ducks that had problems with soft-shelled eggs, so then she needed extra attention here. And then on top of that, what if you want to go on vacation? Since they're so high maintenance and need attention several times a day, it is hard to find someone to take care of them. What do I mean by this? I mean, attention all the time. I forgot to mention that in the morning, the day starts with me getting up at 7:30 in the morning, getting the ducks out of their house, give them breakfast, because they're locked out in their house at night to be extra proof against predators and also to have a calm, dark environment. Again, so 7:30, I go out, let them out, give them breakfast. Breakfast means something fresh, some veggies like cucumbers, corn, lettuce, something like this. So then, let's say 4 hours later, we go out and change the water and hose their pen down to remove all the poop. During this time, they get a little bit of free time in the yard. Ducks go back into the coop. Yay. 3 or 4 hours later, same thing. We go in, clean all their water bowls, their small tub. During this time, they get some free time in the yard. In the afternoon, they get a little bit longer time, right? And this also needs attention because we do have so many hawks in our area that we cannot let them outside in the yard alone. So you always need to supervise them when they're outside. And then around, I don't know, let's say 7 p.m., they get dinner. They get again something fresh, some veggies, like I mentioned earlier. Before that, obviously, I need to change all the water bowls again because they're dirty. It comes bedtime around 9 p.m.-ish or so. We put them into their house again, put them to sleep. So then, after they're in their house, I do another clean off their run, maybe get all the water bowls ready for the next morning. And as you can already tell, it is a lot of work. Now think about it. What do you do with them if you go on vacation? Who's taking care of them? Maybe you're nice and have some relatives who do house sitting, take care of your ducks while you're gone. Maybe you're lucky and have some neighbors' kids who take care. But it may be super hard to find a pet sitter to come to your house, or to find kind of put them into some boarding facilities, right? Like you would do with cats or dogs, where you think, oh, I'll just take them with me. Since you know already how messy they are, do you really want to take them with you to a hotel or something? Despite the fact that most of them won't allow you to take them. So, alright, that's enough about duck maintenance. Okay, here we go. Reason number 5. Ducks prefer other ducks over humans. What I mean by this is that ducks are not social, at least not with humans. Not as social as you hope they are. They need at least one other duck friend to be happy. They're ducks, they're flock animals, and they do not thrive if kept alone. Ducks are still wild animals. They're not domesticated like dogs or cats. So this means they're not as easy to train, and they're not as likely to be as affectionate to humans. depending on how you get the ducks and how you handle the ducks, if you get them as ducklings and they're imprinted in you, the chances are higher that they build this relationship with you. But it's still not the same that you would see with cats or dogs. They do not like to be held or cuddled as much. So if you're looking for a pet that you can cuddle up with on the couch, a duck is probably not the preferred pet for you. Again, get yourself a cat or a dog. Like you see all these cute videos on the internet where people have ducks and they are super cuddly. But guess what? Right, there are only a handful of ducks that are getting to this point. And it is a lot of work that you need to put into it to get your ducks to kind of accept you as part of their flock and to look up at you and to come to you and want to cuddle. And even then, well, at least from our experience, we do have this one duck, Krümel, and we raised her from duck. So she was kind of a single duckling and she got all the attention 24/7 in the beginning. She was with us and she's imprinted on us and she kind of sees us as her parent. But, right, as soon as she is with the other ducks are more important. Then she doesn't want to come and cuddle. No, let me alone. So she's only more cuddly if we have her separate, just her alone. Okay, so as I just mentioned, ducks are not that cuddly as other animals are. You may get lucky if you raise them from ducklings on and spend a lot of time with them, that they kind of accept you and that they come to you and they like you, they accept you, and that you can handle them more and you can cuddle a little bit with them. But again, it's not the same as you would have a relationship with a dog or a cat. So keep this in mind. Dogs are not best pets if you want to cuddle buddy. Okay, let's wrap this up. So there you have it. 5 reasons why dogs make terrible pets. And if you're still thinking about getting a dog, do your research, okay? Make sure that you're prepared to provide them with the care they need. But if you're looking for a pet that is low maintenance, quiet, and super cuddly, then a dog is not the right pet for you. Thanks for listening. I hope you have learned something and hope to see you guys very soon again.
Quack.